There is nothing bad in the calm, serene and family quality at Christmas, but sadly it is getting nowhere if our expectations do not surpass that calm and warm attitude. And even if our hopes are great, we should ask ourselves, are they in line with the expectations of Jesus Christ? My friends and parishioners from around Dublin know well that when Christmas time is approaching, I often come back and mention one of those beautiful novels of English writer Charles Dickens, of course alongside with the Christmas Bible readings as well. And so as we begin this beautiful, though relatively short season of Advent this year, another great book of Charles Dickens comes to my mind today. The Great Expectations, written by Dickens, is a story of a young man named Philip Pirrip. Pip, because that's his nickname in the book, is really a poor young man whose main desire in life is to become a true gentleman. He lives together with his poor sister, Georgina, and also with her husband, Joe, in the middle of the Victorian era in England. Pip dreams of becoming a fine man from the upper class. Indeed, he builds up in his mind many great expectations of what it means to become one. And alongside with his life journey, he encounters many people, of whom some will help him in achieving his dreams, but some who have a lot of self-pity and self-resentment for themselves, and thus they will try to diminish Pip's hopes and dreams. But eventually he joins this famous Finches and Grove, that's the name of the social club in London, to mark his final position in the upper society of London City. But when Pip, this young man, gets to the top of the social class, being very well mannered, having enough money, only then he starts asking questions about his true motivations and what he had lost on his journey to the top. Only when he arrives towards the end of his transformation, only then did he come to this realization that being so centered and focused on what he dreamed and longed for since his very poor childhood, the same thing took away what he was supposed to guard, to hold on to very strongly. And so his great expectations of money, fame, social status, all of those took away his compassion for those he should care for. All of the sacrifices, in the first place, often made by his loved ones, who made possible it for him to leave Kent, his family town, and to arrive in London. And so, believe me or not, Charles Dickens' story is very much tuned to what we are hearing today, this Sunday in the Gospel. Because the first Sunday of Advent, on this day the Church gives us, perhaps surprisingly, not a mellow candy story, which straight away would set us up in this lovely mood of the nativity scene. No, we do not hear anything of Mary's visitation or the baby Jesus coming about to be born. No, on the contrary, the Gospel given us this Sunday invites us to begin our journey from the end of the story. We begin this Advent season with the Gospel passage from the last chapter of St. Mark. It's the chapter 13. And today we hear Jesus saying, "Be on your guard and keep alert. Stay awake, for you do not know when the time will come." It is like a man going on a journey when he leaves home and puts his slaves in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to be on the watch. And so stay awake, because you do not know when the owner of the house is coming. The context in which Jesus says this great reminder is even more interesting now, because it's just before Judas's betrayal, Peter's denial, and Jesus' lowliness in the olive garden. And so why would we hear such a gospel passage on this threshold of the Advent season? I think it's very clear and even more obvious now when once again we remind ourselves of the main character of Pip from Dickens' Great Expectations. Because we begin the Advent preparation being aware that many distractions might try to take us away from the true meaning of Christ's nativity. And even in our churches, when sometimes we begin to celebrate Christmas even before Advent, God forbid, our expectations, though great, might vary from what the Lord invites us to truly experience in the Advent time. And so, don't get me wrong, there is nothing bad in this calm, serene, family quality time at Christmas. We all long for it because it's so good, so beautiful, so warm, so calm. But sadly, it is getting nowhere if our expectations do not surpass that calm and mellow attitude. Just think about it. The same Jesus whose nativity we expect is going to flee away to Egypt just some weeks after being born. The same baby whose delivery we expect in Advent time, the same baby is going to be persecuted in many unnamed innocent children who will lose their lives because the King was born. The same Savior whose coming we await might be in danger and lack of safety. Allow me to say it this Christmas, and so many unwanted, unwelcomed, many forgotten, not only children, but all people of God, whose names are often forgotten, sometimes despised. And so we start from the end to make clear what the beginning is about. We need to answer to the call of being truly awake, not to forget what His coming is really about. Looking from a distance at the beginning, we think of our Christmas expectations today, and even if they are great, we also should ask ourselves today that question: are they, my expectations, in line with the expectations of Jesus Christ? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my Sunday sermon, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to share it with others. God bless you.